Can anybody give me an example of a low glycemic index food? For the session today, it's a level 4 nutrition and biochemistry module, which is one of our first year modules. What we're doing is we're measuring the effect of the glycemic index of foods. So what the students have been doing for the past few weeks is learning how to take fingertip blood samples and analyse them in terms of blood glucose and blood lactate.
We've done blood sampling over there, taking the blood samples from the participants, and then we bring the blood sample to the analysis bench and press the sample button here, and the needle will come down and open the tube up and submerge the needle into the tube, and this will take a blood sample. This will give results related to lactate concentrations and glucose blood concentrations, but for the purpose of this study we're only going to be considering the blood glucose concentrations, and this should change according to what tests we've been experimenting with.
Half the students have consumed a high glycemic index food and half have consumed a low glycemic index food, and what the students are looking to do is plot the response of blood glucose as a curve over an hour and a half as a period of time.
We've had to take a blood sample from our participant, which was a resting sample, which we've then analysed on the machines, and she's now consumed 100 grams of dark chocolate, and we're now testing the blood again to see what happens to her blood glucose over the next 60 to 100 minutes.
So what values did you get? So you can start plotting your graph now and thinking about what happens. So what were you expecting to happen now after it's gone up slightly?
I don't know if it will go up a little bit more, but from our experiment we're hoping to find the effect of glycemic index on blood glucose levels, and we've consumed a low glycemic index food, so we're trying to test that against people who have consumed a high glycemic index food.
This sort of test is what's done to actually measure the glycemic index of foods in industry as well. So our students are getting a good practical application because they've just had a lecture on glucose homeostasis. In 3 weeks' time, they'll actually be assessed on their competency of blood sampling and how they analyse it, and they'll be asked questions relating to the theory behind that. This might be the glycemic index of around a food that's going to show 30.